What does it take to change the world? It takes a long chain of resilient men and women, endowed with various skill sets and divergent mindsets, holistically working together to achieve a common goal. It is a synergetic effect of different art forms combining into one to think, design, and create mind-blowing stories. A systematic workflow and processes from department to another. A set of professional tools and elements designed to create and fine-tune. It takes persistence, consistency, and collaboration to tell compelling stories, to evoke emotions, and to change the world. We have designed a one-stopover center online with all the seasoned creatives from all the realms of the film industry. Together, we can. We are the Film Hackers.
Welcome. Once again, it is, we call it, I think, a Friday Echoto. And today, we are going to have an amazing conversation on how to grow and nurture your talent. This conversation is also live on Film Hackers page, Netstudios Africa, and also Garage Group. First of all, we couldn't do this without the amazing partnership with Netstudios Africa. I would have asked my guests to clap already, but since you don't know them, let them first keep quiet. It's a scientific conversation here. My name is Brian Nod. I'm going to host this conversation this morning. If you have any questions, please drop those questions in the chat box, okay? And we'll be able to ask our panelists. Joining me on the show today are very, I think they call them industry marvins, all right? They deserve to be on the red chair. And just to my extreme left here, I think she's one of the most loved characters on TV. She's always smiling. And I think she chooses scripts where she's the good person. Yeah? Diana Kahunde. Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
Do you always pick scripts where you are a good person?
I wish I was able to do that and say, oh, I want to do this role or this role, but it's never like that.
Have you ever done a role where you were bad?
Yes. You remember that show I was telling you about?
You were bad?
Very bad. And also working on something where I'm like going to be killing people and stuff, so I can't wait for that.
You were going to kill people?
Yes.
No.
So that
You're a
change
nice
that
person.
Stereotype. Yes, I am a nice person, but when it comes to roles and, my career, I can do any role, any kind of role. So it's just unfortunate or fortunate that I'm always given roles where I'm smiling or a comic relief. Yeah.
Interesting. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Next to her, we call him Papa. Yeah? But it's Daniel. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
If you have not watched him, you probably caught him on Coffee Shop.
Yes.
Tell us about your role in Coffee Shop.
Coffee Shop, I was an IT specialist.
Uh-huh.
And I was very confused, as usual.
Like most IT specialists.
And for some reason, I always get roles where I'm always a player. I don't know why. But yes, and I was a very good player.
Okay. Is it the same in real life?
No, but in the film, yeah. No, real life, no.
I think one of those days we shall talk about the characters that actors attract.
Yes.
Because, yeah, and some of them end up leaving them out in real life. From the set to the real life. Next to him is Maurice Mugisha.
Yeah.
Good morning. Welcome. Thank you so much for coming. Those who don't know Maurice, if you missed Big Brother, I was watching Big Brother a few days ago.
Oh, yeah?
I'm like, why don't we do the Ugandan version?
Yeah.
Can't speak of it.
Really?
Yeah.
The Nigerians are still going on with their thing. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
You've been in so many movies, including Mistakes Girls Do.
Yeah, I've done mistakes, but I've been doing a lot of producing for myself, yes.
Okay, what is the biggest one you've produced so far? That you are
I'm producing a film. I shot in January, but I'm still in production, post-production.
Okay.
There's one coming, you better wait for it. Not far from now. Start counting 60 days from now.
All right.
I worked with a few big names that I don't want to mention right now. So I'd rather keep it, you know. So, you know, it comes out with a bang. Yeah,
Nice.
then I did a short film called Fear Knows My Name. It's been playing on the screen there. I don't know if you caught a bit of it.
Yeah.
If you can still watch it there if you you want. So I've been doing a lot of producing than acting.
Right.
Yes, but in Mistakes Girls Do, the series by Richard Mulondo,
Yes.
I play Kevin. Yeah, so if you watch Pearl Magic, I'm sure you could catch
It's always
me.
there. Also, next to Morris, joining us is Agaba Mutabazi, who is a producer here at Netstudios Africa. What movie have you done?
Well, I'm producing the show. How's that? How are you, Brian? How are you doing today?
Thank you so much for partnering. Netstudios has been very instrumental in setting this up. Absolutely brilliant facility here.
Thank you so
much. And had you guys been? No? And now you see. Yeah, it's amazing.
You're always welcome.
Always welcome.
Always welcome.
Yeah, just offering a platform and a place for people in the industry to come here and do amazing work. All right. So I need you to go to our social media pages. That is Netstudios Africa, Incredible Media, Filmhackers and Garage, and share. Start watch parties if you can. Let me ask you, Agaba. First of all, for the benefit of the people who are joining us for the very first time, talk to us about why it was important for Netstudios to partner with Filmhackers.
I think we need to pull in the same direction, all of us as creatives. I think it's important that whatever that direction is, we all harmonize and drive that same direction. We realize it's also important for creatives to be able to earn, so working towards that direction. Very many times, talented creatives, use the resources that they have come up with on their own, and they do not seem to be able to make that money back.
Yes.
And so that's something that we look at critically, and we believe that we can come up with solutions together. Netstudios and the creatives. I'm a creative before I'm a Netstudio producer.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Thank you. Thank you again. So use the hashtag Filmhackers and talk to us if you have any questions. Today we are talking how to grow and nurture talent, and my guests are absolutely talented. Kahunde, when did you discover that you actually were interested in acting? Is this a story of most actors? I was doing MDD in school.
That's not my story. My story is actually, I'll say God-given. Because in P2, I was chosen by a teacher that was handling the lower class entertainment, drama stuff in primary. And she was like, no, you are going to act as this and this. As in, she just saw the love in me.
Right.
I had the passion from way back. And that was in P2, and I got my first award for lower school competition as the best actress.
You got a basin.
A bucket, a plate, a very special plate, actually. So it meant a lot to me. I didn't realize that at the beginning, but right now, I realize that I had this passion way back. Right. I used to imitate my teachers. I had dolls, and I would teach them. I would do everything my teachers would do, have fake glasses on, put socks for boobs, get butter tops, get... spa, is it called spa? Put it on the butter tops, and then put it on my heels, and then walk like Kahunde. So I used to imitate, so it was just natural.
Right.
So way later, in hostel, my family realizes, and like, oh my God, this whole time she has been nurturing a talent, and we had no idea. We thought she was just being a little funny girl. So for me, that's what I think. That is when I discovered that I was interested in acting, when I got that award.
Did any of you get a bucket?
No,
Morris.
My story is quite different.
Yeah.
I through O-level, ordinary level, and high school, I never really went so much to stage. But towards senior 6, that's when I decided to. You know that time when you fill in forms, those ones who went to school during our time, you fill in those, with a pencil, whatever they call it. Yeah, you fill in
job forms.
Exactly, job forms, the ones that actually get you to where you're supposed to get, what university and all. So I had a teacher, I was going to call him a lecturer. I had a teacher, I loved mass comm, everyone, because you want to be on TV, you admire people like Barry Francis and all.
Yeah.
That's where my mind, I think my eyes always wanted to lead me. So, but the second course, the teacher just put it there, MDD. It takes me back to the point that there's a story about MDD. Well, for me, it's real.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a gentleman who actually put MDD. So when I failed to make the marks that take me to mass comm.
Wow.
Yeah? Because I was actually an average student. I wasn't like a very sharp student and all. Yeah. So somehow the courses, I trickled down to the MDD that the guy put. Because at the end of the day, my dad was a hustler. He would struggle through fees and all.
Yeah.
So I managed to go for MDD because that's where my points did what? Pointed me to.
Look at that.
Exactly, Makerere University. So when I got in, at first it was hard for me to fuse in because the nature of MDD and the environment, the buildings were not so cool, like low LLB. Exactly, if you know them, yeah? So we used even to hide from friends that there were hot girls that went for LLB, did whatever courses that were so cool.
And at the department, there was a small pass.
That department, it was annoying. Everyone would pass through that
Through
path.
the department,
And clearly, and the way we were so grounded in that, all the lecturers there knew every scholar of MDD. I think they knew the problems that, these kids will start hiding and it will affect our grades. So until one lecturer called Mr. Chisense, Danny Siko Chisense, he's a prominent guy in drama and all. Yeah. He sat me down and told me, dude, look here, calm down. Kakana. So maybe So it's after then that we started to do it because I majored in drama.
Okay.
So you see, with drama, you learn stage discipline, you learn how to build a stage, to write plays, to direct, to, actually make relations that matter in film, that actually groom you into becoming a proper actor because that's what it calls for. When you're going to act a role, all these, you'll be my witness, Papa and, Kahunde, you'll be my witness that before you actually take on a role, you must be comfortable in the zone with that person. Yeah. Actually, I think chances are high that if you cannot feel comfortable for 2, 3, 4, 1 week, you better admit it to your director or producer and your money. Chiganye. Because you're going to mess up everything. Because a beautiful, perfectly erected character, you must blend or fuse with your other partner. So after graduating, I think that gave me, I started to grow. No, you want to jump here. But remember, during campus, I came from a background where my dad is a photographer. So nalimu, film, photography, but ngatwagala sente. We were not doing it for the love, we were doing it for the money. You get it? Then nalimu a bit of fashion and all, sleeve and stuff. Yeah. So that amalgamation of, character and people being around, then later drama matured me. Right. You get it? So I ended up going for a bachelor's also in cinematography, communication and drama. I never left drama behind, and literature. You get it? So that's why you see where I am. I'm very confident, I'm stuck, I'm grounded into the discipline of acting and film. That's incredible, man. But it came a long way, a bit of flogging here and there. So I cannot lie to you that as a sharpshooter, I knew what I wanted. No. Sometimes I didn't know what I wanted. It took a few elders here and there, to mold you into, a perfect meal. So here we are. Right. Yeah.
Papa, so how much contribution did the elders have on you?
Now, me, art chose me. However much I try to be someone else or do other things, I always found myself coming back here. When I was still a child, a baby, actually, I think my first role, I acted as baby Jesus. Now, these are stories my mom was telling me because she has pictures. Actually, I think I got my talent from my mom because she was also really good with MDD during her days.
Okay.
By that time, I was still in Kenya. So she told me that story that I acted as Jesus. And now we're
Your
on
role was
stage.
to cry.
Yeah, we're on stage, and then now Jesus is born and stuff. And now to pull out that carryola, she had to pinch, and then I nailed it. You know? So from that, I think art chose me. And then growing up, I grew up. I'm from a very strong Christian background. I was in church all my life, and choir. I had a band. So basically everything rotated around music, dance, and drama. And even still in school, I chose, parents wanted us to be a doctor, be a what. So I went into business courses, but still.
You came back.
Art brought me back here. So basically art chose me.
Right.
Yeah, I can say that.
It's interesting, the stories that you guys are telling. And, I want to find out the perception that at the time that this industry, this discipline was not taken seriously, yeah? How do you come out of that? Your lecturer had to sit down and say, boss, sit down. Now you went even for a bachelor's. How do you come out of, that perception and actually take your trade seriously? Yeah.
It had been hard. It's been really hard because it never stops. Up to today, people are like, what else are you doing? I meet really prominent people. Do you work? What else do you do besides being on TV? And you're like, that's my work. So it never stops. They are always criticizing it, and they think, oh, it's just a side hustle. So it is something that comes along with confidence, that if you know what you're doing and you love it, and for me it's passion, there is nothing anymore that anybody can tell me or say otherwise to make me feel like I am doing a side gig or a side job. It puts bread on my table, so I kind of block off everything and everybody's different perceptions, because I am Kahunde and there is no other Kahunde in the world that is going to do what I'm doing. Like, this is my purpose. This is my purpose, to bring life, to portray characters and bring them to life for the world to see, in different perspectives and different, strengths. So you have to grow a thick skin. It's not easy, because so many people that, I could say I started with have ventured into, doing different things. But staying in this industry that is really male-dominated and being strong enough to go through everything and get to a certain point, almost 10 years now, and still growing, now directing, producing, doing these commercials and all that, it comes with thick skin.
Right.
So this is not a business, it's like marriage. This business is like marriage. It's not for the weak-hearted. It's for people who are going to put on their confidence overalls, put on their thick skin, and say, you know what? I have guns all over the place. Come and buy. I have the grenades, I have the bombs and everything. You come with a bomb, I'm going to hit you with two.
Right.
So there is no allowing anybody to put you down. It is a very emotional industry, because artists are very emotional as well. I'm not going to cut myself out of that. But so it takes maturity. You have to be mature. You have to allow yourself to grow, to put your priorities right, to say, this is what I'm going to do, and this is how I'm going to do it, no matter what.
Right.
Yeah. No matter the regulations, no matter the whatever they say.
Right.
There is no way around it. If you want to do this business, you have to tie all your shoelaces times two. Yeah, because it is the most incredible, most lucrative business that the people out there don't understand.
Yes.
The lawyers think, no, this is just a gig. And the things that we go through to get to do just a short film, you know, the creativity. It takes a lot of energy and power and, you know, brain work. It's a lot of things that you have to go through emotionally, physically, and by the time you get to putting that piece, that product out there perfectly, you have peeled off certain skins and done so much, drained. You know, you're emotionally drained. It's a lot.
Right.
So if you want, if it's, for me, it's a no-brainer. For me, it's a no-brainer. Like, no one can, nothing, nobody, no regulations, no government official, nothing in the world can stop me.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. I want to ask you, Agaba, you know, she was talking about that thing that no matter what, you'll go and pursue. And you went on to pursue, you went to school and learn how to produce. Tell us what you studied and how for you, at what point you realized this is the thing I actually need to do.
Well, first of all, I'm from I'd like to say a family that's very media-oriented. Radio stations, there was Lighthouse Television once upon a time.
Yeah.
And now there's this. So it's something, I guess, that from birth, I was surely at this point, I guess I was destined. I'm also a part of a generation of people who have kind of grown up in this entertainment industry facade, so to speak, where we're on Instagram all the time, where we want to imitate what musicians do. You understand? Where we've got smartphones.
Yeah.
So naturally, even people on this panel will have relatives who are into the media or into this industry without even knowing that they're into it. They really, you know what I mean? So you can count me as one of those. I did, however, understand that there's always a principle to everything, even in film, and that's why I wanted to go and study. Because you can be creative, that's fine, but then you need to know the principles. I know very many kids who are out there and aesthetically can produce very nice stuff for Instagram, but they can't do a movie.
Yes.
They can't do a documentary.
Yeah.
And that's why I wanted to go and study film. And I went to Metropolitan Film School in Ealing, and I did film and television production. So yeah, that's really how I ended up here. I'm enjoying every bit of it. The struggles that I faced in the industry, I faced very much by myself. There was a law that people were debating about the other time, for example, and I keep telling people that actually that law would have affected Netstudios probably more than the creatives.
Yeah.
Because we are distribution.
Yeah.
That's the type of business we're trying to get into. How are we going to distribute without, you guys getting your licenses or whatever?
Yeah. Without the content.
Exactly.
What are you distributing?
What am I distributing? But I understand that. I'm ready, I'm open-minded, and I'm happy. I'm really enjoying learning. I'm listening to how to develop the industry and how to play a part. And yeah, this is where you find me now.
Right.
Yeah.
There are young people watching us right now. When we come back, I'd like to hear from, all of you. Those tips you want to give. Young people want to be great actors, great photographers, great producers. What are the mistakes they should avoid and how to passionately stay the course? Yeah. When we come back, we shall talk to you and also answer some of your questions. But in case you do not understand what this is about, this is a video that tells you what Filmhackers is about. Stay with us.
What does it take to change the world? It takes a long chain of resilient men and women, endowed with various skill sets and divergent mindsets, holistically working together to achieve a common goal. It is a synergetic effect of different art forms combining into one to think, design, and create mind-blowing stories. A systematic workflow and processes from department to another. A set of professional tools and elements designed to create and fine-tune. It takes persistence, consistency, and collaboration to tell compelling stories, to evoke emotions, and to change the world. we have designed a one-stopover center online with all the seasoned creatives from all the realms of the film industry. Together, we can. We are the Film Hackers.
That's who we are, Film Hackers, and every week, every Friday at midday, we shall be giving you the tips on how you can, make some money, grow your talent, the issues in the industry. Last week, Cleo hosted, a conversation on the things that were happening in the industry at the time, the rules of getting licenses, having UCC officials approving your scripts. We had those conversations, and luckily, those rules were suspended. So, victory number one. They were suspended, and of course, pending more conversations with the people who are in charge of this industry. But for us, we're doing our part here to make sure that we get you ready for the market out there. This morning, I have Agaba, Maurice, Papa, and Diana to talk to us about how they have grown their own talent and nurtured it, and some of the things that you shouldn't do if you want to get to play with the big boys. Maurice, let me start with you. You're a photographer, producer, actor, boss.
True.
What mistake do you think, people who want to go to that place, like where you are, should not make, and you probably made it and you're like, whoa, I burnt my fingers?
What can I say? In my journey, I won't call it a journey. Filmmaking, creative arts is a voyage. You get it. First of all, in an environment like Uganda, I wouldn't want to talk much beyond where I live. You get it. When you choose to venture in the arts, it doesn't matter what age. That's why we have primary, secondary. Those years are just there to actually help you excavate, maybe do research on which way you want to follow. But like I said, in an environment like Uganda, you can never know. You can say you want to be a pilot, but you want to be a pilot in a country that has only one plane. You get it.
Now we have.
You get the point. No, these are. We have two now.
There's an Airbus coming.
Okay. Now we have like three now. Okay, fine.
But this makes sense. How are we dreaming of being pilots?
You get my point. See,
Yes.
guys, this is something I always talk about. You want to become something. I know the mind is a huge vacuum. You can shoot, create. You can live anywhere you want in your mind.
That's right.
But you see, we have to set apart a dream and a reality. You get the point. So coming from a place like Uganda, you said I'm a jack of all trades. Someone asked me the same thing 10 years ago when I was going for Big Brother. They asked me, how are you able to do this, and this? I told you I come from a photography family. My dad, Mr. Vijingo, is a photographer. He's one of those old-time photographers. You get it. But he never really stuck on photography alone. He used to do those weddings that had after parties that end at 3 a.m. So, like I told you, the places where we come from, some always have something on us. You get it. So my dad is a sportsman as well, like a huge coach, a big trainer. The Nzikurus and Kiprotich is all over the place. So there was no way. I grew up in a barracks. That's actually my story.
A military barracks?
Yes, a military. Luzira, we're just a stone throw away. The women's prison is just, 2 thumbs away. You get it. So growing up in an environment like that, you get to realize that you cannot stop going. You get it. It takes me back to Kahunde's point where what makes you have a thick skin and all. Sometimes you're not even in touch with yourself. You have to pinch yourself to actually feel if you still exist or not in this world. You get it. So basically, giving you that whole background, if you want to be a creative like me, like Papa, like Kahunde, like Mulondo, like my guy here, Agaba, you have to sit and think. You get it. as an individual, before you start jumping all over the place that you want to be this and this. Yeah. You want to be a DOP, you want to be a cameraman, you want to be a gaffer. Are you ready to be a gaffer? Can you stand all through and do a work of a director, producer? Because at the end of the day, for me, a gaffer is like the hardest guy on set. You've seen them. They carry heavy lights, he's always airborne, but again, he walks on the ground. So are you ready to do that?
Do you understand what
it entails to become a gaffer? Okay, you want to be a producer. Do you have what it takes to become a producer? Do you have it? That's factor number one. That's now personal. Now, if you ever get a chance, like opportunity is always out there, can you put all your mannerisms behind you and join a team and work like a team? For me, I think that's like the hardest challenge for any creative out there. Because remember, there is no creative art that can be molded single-handedly.
Yeah.
Teriyo. Just tell me one.
Yeah.
Maybe when you're a sorcerer, if that is an art. But still, you'll need to, you
depend on other
prowesses at the game. You get the point.
Yeah.
Sorry for using that very, crazy thing. Can you exist now? If you look ahead of us, look at the team. Can you exist in that environment? Can a guy tell you, no, that shot, maybe go a bit higher, give me a headroom. Not as in Bamutwe. Wow.
In fact, you guy who is the one who is focusing on me, give me. You are not making me look nice.
Exactly.
Huh?
Exactly.
Yes.
So if you've existed in such an environment, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So I'm using examples so that people can just get bits instead of speaking verbose, and that's what I've experienced as a person. So if you're out there, you're a young creative. When you want to join the game, you're going to meet me, you're going to meet Papa.
Yeah.
And you should leave your, whatever you have, your load or luggage behind. Because trust me, this industry is very hard. There's no industry that isn't hard, but I'm talking about my industry.
Right.
You leave your whatever, if you haven't paid rent at home.
You have to fit in.
If you have issues, you have to fit in. You get it. Close that case and leave it behind. Then come and sit with the Kahundes, then produce work. Your main goal should be to produce a masterpiece, nothing more, nothing less. In the industry where I've grown, I have learned that there is no room for mediocrity. Tell you, it's not there.
So, the culture of Tujagatao.
Exactly my point. That's what it is. You just have to.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Kahunde, you're an incredible actor. You've done so many roles. One
Thank
of those,
you.
I got the chance to share set with you.
Yeah.
But I never, I think what Maurice is saying, my personal, Kajanja couldn't let me continue with you. But what does it take to be an amazing actor?
Honestly, it takes a hell lot of sacrifice.
Yeah.
There is no mediocrity, like Maurice is saying. So for me, thank you for the compliment. I mean, coming from you, it means a lot. Anyway, first, knowing what you want. Knowing what you want is very important, because you might think you want to be on TV and act like Kahunde, but it is not being like Kahunde on TV. It has to come from within. Not that, I've seen Maurice acting, so I want to, have muscle and be on screen, but it has to be from within. It's not his passion that is driving you. It is your own passion. It is you that is going to go out there and sell this character, be a brand, things like that. For starters, you have to know what you want. Secondly, like I said, it's not a place for the weak. So you have to have confidence. I remember when I started doing professional work, let me give an example to the hostel, that project. One of the directors, my very first director, I was really nervous and I could not do anything. I was practically shaking. And she's like, no, but you have been in this and that. How did you do that without, being this timid and nervous? And I could not explain it. I could not speak, like I was shaking. And she's like, no, we have to walk in front of everybody. She made me walk like practically like 30 times in front of everyone. And you people, I almost peed myself. But she told us, you have to leave everything behind, like your past, like he's saying, your past, your problems, your whatever, what you're planning for 10 years to come. When you get to the gates of that production house, no matter the problems you had, you leave them behind. So you take off that overall that has those visibles, no rent, what, issues, boyfriend, whoa, leave them there. And then get the overall of this production from the gate, put it on, switch, and get into that character that they expect you to be.
Absolutely.
And then once you get in there, you are now that person. So you can live that character from the time you step into the gates. That is confidence, because you're wearing a character of somebody else, as in playing somebody else's role, a character. So you have to be that person. So you switch confidence. 3, there is eloquence, there is discipline, there is discipline is very, very important, because you have to listen to people who you've never met, people who are going to be telling you, no, I'm doing makeup on you and I'm using MAC on you. No, but I use Slick or Mary Kay or whatever, but this is my production, my house, my rules.
This is how
you have to be disciplined.
Yeah.
You know, you want to put on the same clothes, as in, for example, Annette, it was a hard character because all the clothes they were giving me were like bright, you know, like chitala, like Christmas tree. Yeah. And I didn't, I like black. I like black, I like subtle things, but now I had to be a chimudi, you know? So it was not for a production. I didn't have a say about it, but just sit there, do what I'm supposed to do.
That's your character.
Discipline.
You have to execute it.
Discipline.
Yes.
You have to have your lines. You have to go memorize them, read about this character, whatever character it is, do research. I mean, you're going to be a doctor and you come on set and you don't even know how to hold a syringe, you know? So that's all under discipline and research, you know? So that's also there. Eloquence, of course, and then rehearsals. Rehearsals are very important, and I really love them, because what you do, one of the directors told me that what you do in rehearsals is what you do on camera, and I was like, no, I will just have first take and I will be good at it. Rehearsals prepare you for what you're going to do in the first take. And if the first take is not good, that means you did not have a rehearsal. Yeah. So rehearsals help you a lot. And many people who think they are big, I have been in the industry for like 20 years, who are intending to come for, you know, rehearsals, they mess up, you know, and they are big brands, but because they have this ego of I am too big or too good to come to set and just, I'm from a rehearsal, very far, kawempe. But, you know, that discipline of no matter how small the role is, just crossing, you know. There's a film that they called me to do, and I had a very, very small role in 27 Guns. I had a small role, but for me it was a big thing that was going to be on my CV, and I was like, no, I have to take it in and do the best I can for it.
In your 30 seconds, it has to be the best 30 seconds of the movie.
I need Mulondo to watch, I need Shafik to watch, I need Agaba to watch and say, you know what, I want the girl that passed the screen. You know, the 30-second chick that crossed the screen, that is the person I want. But, you know, it's a lot of discipline. You know, it is...
it takes a lot of humility.
Humility, and also being down to earth. Because you might be good, but there are levels, you know. You might be good, but you can't be dealt with. No one wants to work with you because you have a certain ego. You know, you're calling her. Are you sure? But why don't we get the other person? The other person is actually not good, but because you can easily work with them and you will still get the product. But that is not how you want to be remembered in the industry. You want to be that person that can do any role, can work with anybody at any time, and you can still pull it off. Even if it's chiganya, even if it is, you know, those downtown, I hear now there's downtown and uptown, no matter the... No matter the case, you know.
You can win.
Yes, you know, because also I wanted to talk about, you know, self-esteem as well. Self-esteem comes a long way, because if you come on set and you are feeling like you are low and everybody is so good, or you're too good for everybody, then it's going to affect you, and it usually shows on screen that you are either feeling too good or you are feeling too low, yeah, it usually shows on screen. So for a good actress, or good actor, they need to have self-esteem. Believe in yourself and know that there is nothing that can, put you down. Besides that, there is,
Kahunde.
there is,
Keep talking.
I'm going. I'm on a roll, eh?
I love this.
Hold me. The media.
Yeah.
Yes. Usually, many productions do not sit down the crew and cast and tell them what they're about to get into. But I am still grateful, and I think I'll forever be indebted to Fast Track Productions, because they are the ones that really took me through all these things, because I was naive. Do you know
they
green?
Prepared you
green
for
like
what
that.
is coming.
Yes. The leaves of green. I was so green. So they prepared. There are those very important talks that you have to have with the cast. And to be a good actor, you need to be able to listen to that stuff. The media is going to come. They're going to, come bashing you. These stories are going to happen. You're going to go out. They're going to be all over you. You're going to go to a party and you're going to just do like this to a guy and they say, she kissed him, So for a good actor, you have to be disciplined in the field. I mean, offset. Offset and on set, because what you do outside depicts what you are on set. Because if you're dancing on top of tables, you're spoiling your brand. No one is going to hire somebody who has been twerking on a table. They may give you roles, but the role they're always going to give you is a whore or a prostitute. But there's a way you need to take yourself. Take yourself like a queen, if you're a queen, I mean. For me, that is what I believe, that is what has helped me.
Okay.
I position myself in a way that I want the people watching me in public or on screen or on set to treat me a certain way, the way I envision myself. Because if I don't value myself, you're not going to value me really. You will not.
Absolutely.
Because you will just be saying, how are you? Because that is how I am taking myself. But if you take yourself in a way that is admirable and also disciplined, and that level of I can do anything, I can still go anywhere and still portray that character, exemplary is the word I was looking for. It helps the brand, Even when you're struggling 10 years later, you are still on Vogue.
Yeah.
They're still calling you and they're like, we need you to do this movie and this. I'm like, in 5 series right now, how do I do that?
Yeah.
It is crazy.
Yeah.
But it is the discipline, it is the way you portray yourself. How do you live exemplary? How do you, what is your public status? And then finances for a good actress, or a good actor. How do you handle them? It might be peanuts, it's been peanuts, but it is not how you come out to say, oh, Banangens, they are giving me 50K. No one wants to know.
Yeah.
We don't want to know.
You accepted it anyway.
You accepted it, we were not there, you agreed your things. And now you're coming out in the public telling us how 50K it was.
I see Papa staring in the shadows, like 50K.
So,
let me ask you, Papa, listening to Kahunde, and like, first of all, I love the coffee shop, brilliant production.
Thank
pull
you.
up such a thing. For you, what has helped you that, a young guy who can pick growing this talent?
Well, for starters, let me just get this out of my chest, because I've always wanted to get an opportunity to say this. Guys out there, do not take this as a joke. Because what we're trying to fight for right now is to actually show the world that this is actually something serious.
Yes.
This is something that someone can earn a living from.
Yes.
You get, like, I can go and get a deal and sign and I'm getting 100 million plus. It's really, really possible. I really get offended, like, okay, I like the fact that people are getting to recognize us out there.
Yes.
When I'm going to a supermarket or in a bank, or, oh, you're the TV guy. Oh, I saw you yesterday. That is very, very good. Now, me, border guys, hey, I hustle with them. I like squeezing them whenever we're bargaining, like, hey, Msajagoliwa TV. That's it. You get it? Which is okay. Yes. But then what I don't like is, now, like the other day I was in the bank, and then this guy, the teller guy was working with me, is like, oh, you're the TV guy. By the way, I want to be an actor. Boss, you don't just wake up in the morning and say, I want to be an actor. No. Like, I really find that really, really offensive. You know, guys think that this is still something you can just wake up in the morning and do. No. Okay? Yeah. So being an actor, for me, I think talent, practice, like she said, and then also luck. Luck does a very big role as well for someone. So you really need to have the talent first, Manange. Don't just walk and sit and think you're just going to do something. No, have the talent.
By the way, I want to hear that.
Man, I looked at the guy like, I just smiled and I'm like, we shall talk next time.
Just give me my money and I go.
Give me my receipt, I go. Yeah. So you really need to have the talent.
Yes.
Okay? Then, like she said, practice. This thing takes time. You just can't wake up in the morning and you're going to be a Denzel Washington or you're going to work. No, these guys also, whether if you watch these people, their movies from way back in the 90s.
They worked hard.
Yeah, the Free Morgans, the Who. These guys, they grow, they were nurturing talent over time. You just can't wake up and be like, now I want to be like this. No. Practice. Be with the people who matter in the industry. Okay, if you want to be a producer, hang out with producers. If you want to be an actress, look for Kahunde. Okay, you want to do the lighting and stuff, be with people that matter in the industry.
Absolutely.
Okay, don't just wake up in the morning, go stand at National Theatre, or I don't know, go where and be like, okay, now I want a role.
And hope to God someone will see you.
No.
That is that's very good.
Doesn't work like that.
I think one of the things we need to also talk about in the future is how to even attract the right people who can, work with you and teach you. And again, I'm amazed at how many young people, come to you and say, I want to be on TV. So you say, okay, what are you doing about it now? I'm there. Like, boss, people have invested a lot of work. And the good thing with this platform is that everyone who is going to be here is walking the talk.
Yeah.
That is a good thing, I want to find out from Agaba, two things before we wrap this up. Talk to us about parents who are watching this thing right now. How, because most times they are the ones who tell their children, oyagala kuba muyaye. You're muyaye. What we are referencing, the bebe cools when we were growing up. Oyagala kuba muyaye nga bebe cool. My mother calls me and says, because the man is living a great life. So what do you want to say to parents? Because you have parents who support you, who support your passion.
Definitely.
Parents whose kids actually want to get into this thing, because Hollywood has showed that. The other day, a guy, the world championship for the video game, the gamers, the guy won $3 million. And you guys, I rushed and bought a PlayStation for my kid. So like, I want some of that $3 million.
Definitely, it's actually, that's a good investment. You never know, in the next 10 years you could win $1 million himself. You know what I mean? It sounds, fact is stranger than fiction. That's just the reality. If I told you there was going to be a pandemic in the middle of the year that would shut us down for 2 months, and you would have said, Agaba, get out of here.
Yes. Yeah.
But the fact is stranger than fiction. So I tell those parents to be open-minded. Trust me, be open-minded. There could be, to those less fortunate ones, there really could be your ticket out of poverty.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Because the world is expanding at a much faster rate than we can keep up with. I'm seeing, I like consuming music, I'm sure you guys know, and there's always new artists coming out every day that have absolute fire.
Yeah.
You know what I'm trying to say? And you think to yourself, this guy is in trouble.
Yeah.
This guy might have the distribution deal, but this, you know what I'm trying to say? So be open-minded, support them, invest in them, and I think that in the long run can only work out for the better, because at least you tried. Even if you failed, at least you tried to follow what they wanted. I don't have children yet, but I can guarantee you I'll follow my child's dream through to the end. Right. If I can bankroll it, they won't even have to work at it. I'll do it for sure, because they probably know what's best for them.
Yes, Maurice.
Can I just add a little bit?
Yeah.
I always wanted a portal where I could say something like this. You see, there's a time in life, Mulondo, you know what I mean, that when you try to recoup or look behind you, but you backtrack how far you've come. You're like, you know what? It's been by the mercy of the Lord. Dude, man, the Lord is doing his job.
Yes.
What are you doing for yourself? You get it, eh? So let me just run away from that. I would like to, he talked about parents. Then I remembered that people in the government are also parents, aren't they? Sure, there are no minors in the government, are they? Like they're parents for sure, right? So maybe it's high time that things tweaked a little bit, Maybe this is a rough time to actually speak about this, but I'll go ahead and say it. You see, me, I told you all the way I've been studying from the uni. I've never wavered, I've never done law. I'm not about to become a lawyer, God help me.
But you'll hire one.
Yeah, of course I'll hire one. I don't expect to become an accountant soon. Yeah. I am in this thing, I am in it for. Yeah. It's like I signed my what?
You're married.
Exactly, yeah.
Yes, my happy.
Exactly. So I've seen many kids come from performing arts schools. Many are trying to mushroom and grow, but halfway, these kids don't know where to go. You get it? Yesterday I was looking at some cartoon on Facebook. There was a pan here and a pan there, like a very huge pan. Okay. This pan is cooking very many creative people, but where are the jobs at? There are only like 3 people who squeeze in, but all of them are falling off the pan into the fire. Yeah. Takes me to that word you used by riffraffs. I think grown-ups say biabayai because nabo they expect, they're very expectant. Because from a culture where I come from, parents expect to pay back everything they've invested in you. But the fact that you call it an investment, you know what that means. You know Agaba, for lack of better words. You get it? So let's imagine, I'm using a homegrown example. You have a parent, they sold piece of their lands, they sold their cars and stuff to take you to uni, Kahunde. You've graduated in MDD or Bachelor of Arts in Arts or funye first class MDD or something. All the guys that I know have run to radio, all of them. I won't mention names. The biggest guys in radio, Baita MDD, others didn't go till the 2nd or 3rd year. Yeah. Because they had the art to go away with, they had a way with words. What happened? They come from radio, then find themselves on TV. You know why? Because a certain Kahunde, who is a producer director, saw Papa, who is good at his words, at lip service. So now Gamba, you know what? Papa, you can do this role. Hey, Django Chukube. I am sick and tired of such a lifestyle where people have to, when you go, when you
masquerade.
Akameme, like when you go, why am I always a mystery? I want to get this deal as an actor or as a gaffer because of my prowess. Because people know Maurice Amazemi Akakumi in industry, finally, he's gotten this role for this reason. Then also it takes me back to the other point of the government. I hear them investing a lot of money in research, the IT, performing artists. Like, I'll give an example. We haven't given any example of guys who are doing it in life. You spoke about Big Brother Niger. Yeah. Is it BBN?
Niger, yeah.
Niger. Then I've heard of Muzanzi. You've heard of Muzanzi, yes. South Africa. Bakolechi Ntunga Chawe, Muzanzi, clearly South African. Yeah. I heard of late, for you if you're a foreigner, or foreigner meaning if you're out of South Africa and you're not Muzanzi, it's going to be so hard for you to squeeze in your project. Yes. Because they've already, but at the Kochi barrier. In Muzanzi, if you're not Muzanzi, you're doomed. Yeah. Niger, same thing. They do their passes, and you cannot blame them. Yeah. How about we pick a leaf? Yeah. But you see, we're not going to do this thing as just creatives alone. We have the Agabas, Netstudios, thank God. But like I told you about the God issue, thank God, now in your own people are pushing. We need that push. So my dear government, please give us that push. Give us that caress. Of course, with oil, not rough fingers. You know, massage us a little bit. Naffe tubeko gye tukola ki? Tugende mu kibuga ekisuubize. The promised land. You get it?
Promised land.
So,
The money is there, you know.
Did you have about what happened in Tanzania?
Yes.
About
You heard what about
The content?
Yes. You heard about that story? How they say the
Magufuli.
local station should not air
Foreign content.
yes, yes.
You know what that forces the stations to do now? Yeah, to run to
The creative.
Is that what I'm trying to say? Do you think that's something that you know that might be beneficial here?
You know, they passed the 70% local content in Uganda.
Is it being enforced? There you go.
I want to wrap this up with you know, you talked about the talent shortage. You know, sometimes you're stuck because you're looking for people to do the things you want to do.
Yeah.
That talent shortage. People are seated home, they're not doing what they're supposed to do. And as you wrap up, one or two, comment on what happens to the people that come out. Like the other day I said, Banan, the movies here have the same Kahundes. They have the same papas.
The Kahundes, the Morrises are here because, like he said, he did something.
They've done the work.
Okay, he did his part to be here. She has done her part to be here. So producers and whatever, they'll see them. So actors out there need to get out of their comfort zone and be like, you know what? Let me hit the road. Okay, let me put myself out there. These guys need to see me. But also it goes back to the producers as well. Producers, they fear taking risks with new faces.
Yeah.
You get? I'm telling you, there are guys down there, man. There are guys there who can nail roles. Eh?
Yes.
God forgive me, my Baba, this guy has worked with me for like 10, 12 years. But that guy, even the other day we were talking, that guy looks like a bad man, like he's a mafia, like just his face.
He looks like a mafia.
I told him, and I'm like, you guy, if they can just give you a role, like,
Send his photo.
I'm like, man, if they could give you a role, you guy, you just look like you're going to kill someone, like just your eyes. Like he's ugly in a good way for
My God.
TV. You get it? Eh? No, like in a good way.
Yeah.
You get. So producers fear taking that risk with someone they don't know.
Yes.
That's why you find it's always the same face on this series, on that series. It gets nagging. But guys, come on, take risks. Give these guys a chance as well. You never know.
Right.
Yeah.
That's incredible. Guys, thank you so much for coming. I see you, Chatek Furniture on Facebook, Senyonjo Steven Secheru, and saying glad to be here and learn from this experienced panel. Senyonjo Secheru, you should come to this panel because you're an amazing photographer. Robbie Akelo, thank you so much for tuning in. Guys, tell us what you also want us to discuss, okay, on the show. Joseph Beyanga, good morning. Thank you so much for watching. And the rest of you, tell us, how are you nurturing your talent? What are you doing today, okay, to make sure that you're ready for tomorrow? That is the constant rule. There's no shortcut. You know, I have worked with so many teams, and I tell people that we are so unfortunate in our industry that there's no shortcut. You have to do the work, and one day, you know, something will come your way. And I'll leave you with the example of the kids that have gotten equipment from Netflix. Those kids from Nigeria. Before Netflix came, they've been doing this for 3 years, constantly, until Netflix brought them equipment last week. Can you imagine waiting for 3 years and every day you do the work? That's what we're talking about. And thankfully, this platform will be here to help us talk about those conversations. On another day, we shall talk about what it means to be an uptown actor and a downtown actor. That is also training in the community. We shall be explaining that. And I want to leave you with what Filmhackers is about and the opportunities that are here at Netstudios Africa. My name is Brian Mulondo. Until next time, let's keep inspiring timeless creativity. Bye-bye.